Hey, welcome once again to Guard Your Savings, the podcast with Dolph Janis, financial professional from Clear Income Strategies. My name is Jeff Miles. And first and foremost, once again, go to the website at guardyoursavings.com if you have any questions whatsoever when it comes to your retirement. Dolph, good afternoon. Hopefully you are well and things are going good in your world.
Oh, Jeff, if I was any better, I'd be you.
I know that you're busy right now and you got a lot of things going on.
Never busy enough, but always here to make time for you and the public.
So nice of you. Much appreciated. Well, let's get right to the public. Let's get an idea of what the public is thinking about one of the words that I know a lot of people see this as almost like a four-letter word, and that is the word recession. And then it's, where is the stock market right now? And should I be throwing money into the stock market right now? I know that there are some big names in the financial world. JP Morgan's Bill Eigen told CNBC that keeping cash may not necessarily be a bad move right now. Warren Buffett has kind of really pulled back on a lot of his investments and investment strategy, I guess you'd say, because he's got close to $200 billion in cash right now. Is there a better place that you could be putting your money, considering, the interest rates right now are pretty favorable for a lot of people, but is holding on to that cash the best idea, or are there other places that maybe could help you out down the road?
Well, you think about it again. We talk about this, and we're going to talk about this every single week, is risk tolerance.
Yeah.
What is your risk tolerance? And if you could take that money and see where it's going to be in 3 years, 5 years, one way or the other, how are you going to feel? It's like you're sitting at a stoplight. You're in a little Honda. The light turns green, and you see an F-150 come flying from the other side. Are you going to try to beat that stoplight with that Honda, or are you going to let that F-150 go by?
I'm going to let the F-150 take its place.
That's your risk tolerance. And a lot of people, when it comes to life, there's a lot of things that precede how much risk you have. It's like the most expensive car to drive right now, Jeff, is a grocery cart. Think about it. It has 4 wheels. You got to drive around it every week. The price of lettuce and carrots and cheese and eggs, it's up. I mean, if you can go under $200 at a grocery store right now, you're doing a good job. So when you're talking about keeping cash on it, there's a lot of avenues out there that can work with a thing called guarantees, not promises.
Okay.
And there's a lot of advisors out there that are a little worried about the recession or upcoming potential crash, because we've seen it a couple of years ago. We saw that market in only 3-month time frame went down 30 some odd percent.
Right.
Yes, it came back, but you go down 30%, you got to go up 44%, get back to even. Now, a lot of people don't like annuities. A lot of people don't like banks. A lot of people don't like stock markets. If you're one of those that don't like any of those three, do what Uncle Joe did, put it underneath your sofa and just hold on to it and spend it as you would.
Right.
But if any of those are of interest to you, if you're a risk taker, then guess what? You're going to play the stock market game. If you're very conservative, you're going to just put the money in a bank, in a CD, or a money market account. If you're willing to explore options, there's a thing called a fixed annuity and a fixed index annuity and an income annuity that can guarantee you tax deferral and guaranteed income for life. And A-rated carriers is not a bad option as well.
A lot of people have looked at annuities as something that is kind of like, I don't know, I want to hit the brakes on even talking about that. It's like even bringing it up around certain people, maybe kind of like, you don't want to go there.
Well, the bad publicity annuities, variable annuities, I wouldn't offer to an Ohio State fan.
Right.
That's being a Michigan boy. They're one of the worst instruments I've ever seen out there, with high fees, no guarantees, no protection, whatever. So take those aside. And there's a lot of different types of annuities out there, but they come down to 3: fixed index, a fixed annuity, and immediate. That's basically, people will call them a hybrid annuity, or they'll come up with these fancy names, a showboat annuity. There's just one of those 3. And every carrier out there has their own version of them. There's versions for people under 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 and above. So if you're working with an independent advisor like ourselves, we're going to show you as many options as you want with as many companies as you want. If you go to a captive agent, they might show you 1 or 2. If you go to a broker, they probably won't show you anything, because they're saying, stick it out in the market.
Right.
Over time, you're going to make money. Well, how much time do you have? I said, 95% of the time, this account's going to go up over 5, 6, 7, 8%. Not guaranteed, but pretty close to guaranteed. That's my history with my clients. 95% of the time. And you ask yourself, okay, so what about the other 5%?
Right.
Well, 5% of the time, it doesn't do so well. Okay, well, that sounds good. I'm going to sign on with you, Mr. Broker, because you're at a 95% clip. Now, Jeff, we're going to take a little trip next week, and we're going to get on a plane together. And the first thing the pilot's going to say is, folks, we got a 5% chance of not making it to our destination. Are you going to stay on that plane?
I'm not. I might be one of the people you see in a YouTube clip raising a stink to get off that plane as soon as possible.
So you're going to become a Karen.
Yes, I'm going to become a Karen or a Chad or whatever you want to call it these days. Yeah.
Now, if the same pilot comes on the plane and goes, hey, folks, we got a 95% chance of clear sailings and we're going to get there and no problems, are you going to stay on that plane?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the airline travel industry's standard is right now, but that sounds like pretty good odds.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
And when you flip something in reverse and you put the negative before the positive instead of the positive before the negative, it gets you realizing, is this the right thing do I need to do? And when you're looking at money, there's basically two types of money. You got risk money and you got non-risk money. What you can afford to lose is like going to Las Vegas. I call Las Vegas the market casino. Because you're going to go there and you can come out really far ahead or you can come out really far behind. But you have to accept when you come back whatever happens out in Vegas.
Right.
Because remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It may not go your way, but be able to live with that once you get back home.
You have to accept whatever happens in life.
Right.
Whether you take a test, whether you go out here, whether you go there, whether you change your order at a restaurant, at your favorite restaurant, Milton's, if you change it and you go away from the chicken, you got to accept the consequences. But guess what? You might love the lamb or you might love the duck, but then again, you might not. But it's something the same with your portfolio. Whatever you decide to do with it, one way or the other, you have to accept the consequences. Now, working with guarantees is a nice word because I love watching those cop shows on TV. I don't know if you watch NCIS and all those other ones.
Yeah.
And they say, hey, Jeff, I promise I'm going to catch your killer.
Right.
I was raised a good old Catholic boy. Never promise something you can't guarantee.
Right.
With my company, we work with guarantees. We don't work with promises because you can't deliver on a promise 90-some% of the time.
Clear Income Strategies. Go to the website, guardyoursavings.com. Once again, guardyoursavings.com. We're with Dolph Janis. Dolph, when it comes to these different places to put your money, I know that there's some people who may feel like, well, everybody loses when the market is down. Well, that can't possibly be true because I know that many different people out there see positive gains even if the market is going to crash, let's say, or a recession could be on the horizon.
There's indexes out there, believe it or not, that you can put your money with that actually gone up during recessions, gone up during 2008, gone up during 2009, 2020, during the COVID years and stuff. There's options available out there. You just have to be open enough to understand, well, Uncle Joe and Aunt Diane, they said annuities were the worst thing in the world. They got destroyed. Well, guess what? There's no such thing as a bad automobile. There's only the thing is an automobile that's not right for you.
Right.
Annuities are the same way. I mean, annuities are not for everybody, but there's probably an annuity out there somehow, shape, or form that could be right for you, whether it's a 1-year fixed, a 5-year fixed, an income for life, a growth, college fund. I mean, they're out there. Just don't believe everything you hear because if someone says, well, Jeff, I'll never drive an F-150. It's too dangerous. But then somebody else says, that's the best car I've ever had. Who are you going to believe? Until you try it yourself and see how it results for yourself, guess what? You'll never know. And if you had $1 million, you just won the lottery, you tried to go with the lamb instead of the chicken,
right?
And you love the lamb, and now you still had $1 million and you lost it like a year because you made a lot of risk changes and you were like fine with it. Okay, great. But when you're given a gift and you're given the option of knowing something versus guessing it, which option do you want to choose, folks?
You know, you talk about options. Let's talk about people who may be considering other options when it comes to financial professionals. Maybe they've been working with someone for a while and things have been steady. It's not been hugely successful, I would say, or maybe it hasn't gone down or anything like that. They feel okay with things right now. I know that with the economy the way that it is, again, people who may be afraid of a recession, you look at the market and there seems to be volatility there, right? Would you say that for people who want other options, maybe a second opinion, that now could be a time where you may uncover some new ideas, some new strategies that could be beneficial with the way that everything is moving forward?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you hit it on the nose. I mean, the best golfers in the world, when it comes to technology, they're changing throughout the year. And then they're changing every year because things get better. It's not grandma's cookies anymore. It's her new recipe of in the enhanced grandma's cookies. Things get better over time. I mean, look at any car out there, anything out there you can possibly think of is better now, except for inflation, than it was way back when. And if you have a chance to hear something and learn something and better yourself, sometimes 15, 20, 30-minute consultation. What do you have to lose? There's a lot of hours in the day. If you can't carve out 15 minutes to hear an option that might be beneficial for you, why would you not want to?
That's a great question. You brought up the golf analogy, especially when it comes to equipment. And the interesting thing is that when you're talking about the best players in the world who already hit the ball further than most any of us on the planet, and yet they will seek an extra 5-7 yards that to you and me may not seem like it's going to make a huge dent in our game, but to them, they see potential upside that could be just astronomical. I could imagine that people, when they're looking at their portfolio right now, maybe they're with another financial advisor and they feel like they're looking for that extra 5 to 7 yards.
Yeah. When you're looking at another advisor and then your account goes down 5 to 7%, what is his advice to you? What does he say to you? Does he charge you fees? Did he make more money last year than you did? Those are the extra 5 to 7 yards. And what I love about the golfers and the professionals is they don't make the cut. They don't get paid.
That's exactly right.
And that extra 5 or 7 yards could be the difference between a 3-foot knock-in for birdie and a 15-foot eagle or birdie putt to try to just make the cut.
Right.
So they're trying to better themselves. Is the advisor that you're working for staying in touch with you? Are they reaching out to you when things change? Are they making allocation changes with you on a daily or yearly basis? If they are, fantastic. Hold on to that person because we want to know them as well because that's what we want to work with as well. But if their only conversations with you is when you call them, wait a second, that doesn't seem right. Hey, Jeff, the market just went down 18%. I haven't heard from my guy who's holding all my assets.
Right.
I may actually give him a call. And then when you call him, what does he say to you?
Well,
hold on, stick it out. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Diversification is great. Again, risk tolerance is what you have to worry about, knowing versus guessing. And that extra 5 to 7 yards, I mean, the caddy says 130. The guy will say 130 or 132. Now, let's say 130. Okay. Every yard counts. Every dollar counts.
Very good point. And Dolph Janis, financial professional at Clear Income Strategies, can help you look at, I would say, that yardage map for you and how it could work for your retirement moving forward. Maybe you're talking with someone right now. Maybe you're already working with someone and you're thinking, well, I don't know, maybe I could get a little bit more here, there, or whatever it may be. And you're looking for other options, especially in an economic environment that we're in right now, a recession. Are you protected against that? A market crash? Are you guarded against that? These are the kinds of questions that, Dolph, I know you're ready to answer for anyone who is ready to reach out to you.
We're always available. There's no question too small, no request too big. If we can't find what you're looking for, we're going to at least guide you in the right direction to find what you're looking for because nothing is unreasonable. I mean, if someone comes to you and say, hey, I want a 20% return every year, I would say, that's not reasonable. You got to be realistic. You got to understand setting your goals for your future is so important. And creating a spreadsheet, Jeff, I can tell you, I would say a high number of over 90+% of people, you ask them, how much money are you spending a month? I would say well over 90% are saying, I spent X amount when they actually spent Y amount. They're not even close to what they spent. I mean, they're saying, I spend $6,000 a month. And when you add all the numbers up, it's almost close to $10,000 a month.
They forget about the target runs.
Exactly. Target runs, the grocery store runs, every little thing adds up. And these days, it's adding up even quicker.
Well, if you would like to talk to Dolph and the team at Clear Income Strategies, then go to the website at guardyoursavings.com. Once again, guardyoursavings.com. This has been another episode of Guard Your Savings, the podcast with financial advisor Dolph Janis. My name is Jeff Miles. Dolph, thanks so much for the time this afternoon as always.
Take care and God bless my friend and my friends out there.
By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities offered through Randall Janis, North Carolina Insurance License number 8483456. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. Dolph Janis is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Dolph Janis is licensed in your state, please call 704-919-0149.